welcome to another episode of Your Opinion Don't Count, where any and everything goes, where there's no room for thin skin and safe spaces.
This nigga got girly signs. It's DJ.
It's currently original.
It's Dito.
It's Adam. So, y'all, I guess, everybody heard about this little T.I. debacle that's going on. Gotta use words like debacle and...
It's a big word. There's an SAT word.
We're about to get into this expeditiously. You like T.I. What the fuck?
So I guess, I don't have all the information on it, but I saw the little clip where he was talking about having his daughter check. He didn't say all the daughters. He just said, because it's two of them, right? So he say that he's ever checked her gynecologists do a little hymen check every year. I don't know how young you even start this.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but apparently, I guess he's taken to the gynecologist annually.
It was said annually. Yo.
Well, the clip I hear, it was after her 16th. It was like she had a 16th birthday party. They opened gifts, and it was like, okay, time for your next gift the following day.
I mean,
That ain't no gift.
That's a gift for the gyno. He opening.
wow.
This
Be a she too.
She is a 16-year-old. That's not a gift.
No, she 18.
No, when he did it, she was 16.
Well, she 18 in 2019.
Don't forget he down with the LGBTQP.
Pedophiles?
Plus, yeah.
Plus, the nigga say plus.
Yeah, it's the plus.
What is plus?
Yeah,
Plus is anything that's to come in the future.
We just created that.
No, it's facts.
What? So dogs can talk and they could be like, I tired of this cage and this vet shit, bro. Like, dog lives matter and shit like that. It's gonna be wild.
And they gonna get sick and have shorter lives.
So basically, right? T.I. trying to make sure this little girl ain't fucking.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
basically.
listen. At 16 years old, I agree with.
She's 18.
I agree with his intentions at the time she was 16. I agree with the intentions. I just don't know if that was the right way to go about it. I mean, of course, you don't want your 16-year-old out there getting pregnant on T.I. money. Like, I wouldn't want to. Don't bring it on to me. I am not paying for this.
See, that's the problem with that, though. That's the problem with that. When you be like strict like that, you like your daughter or son, they'll become the biggest hoe.
Yeah, they bound to
life,
get,
bro.
Yeah.
But why do you believe that? Because listen to this. All right, so I have daughters in my house. I don't have any boys, but if I did have a boy, I would probably be strict on him. And I talk to my kids about, well, obviously a 4-year-old don't understand going to jail or smoking weed. Because she'd definitely tell you, like, I calling the police on you. Like, yo, chill. Don't get in that habit. But 13-year-old, you have the conversation about things like that and letting her know what drugs is and stuff. And it ain't that I being strict. It's just I've been through a rougher life than she probably had ever lived. So, I mean, she loved to follow her friends. So, and every teenager is like that, obviously. But me telling you, does that mean because I being strict about it? I am being strict because I just want to be strict. It's because I know what is there to come, and I tell you from experience. So I mean,
I think it's a
Yo, see how Adam guilty? Nobody call him strict, you know.
No,
I say strict. I say strict in general.
I don't feel guilty.
He give us his own speech.
No, I just saying. You saying that if you strict, they the worst ones.
For real?
It's the way you be strict about it. And I see that. I think that's his approach is
that makes
wrong.
sense. That definitely makes sense. It's the way you be strict. Like when they'll most of the times, right, you would hear these stories about these pastor daughters and these.
They the worst ones.
You feel what I'm saying? Like the whoever have the strictest parents, they be like the baddest bitches like of all time.
They be sneaking out the window.
Yeah, like night. They suck some dick from the back, all that shit. Like that's
the left and the right.
That's the thing. The way they don't even give you room to grab the left one when it's time. But anyways,
all right, I can agree with that. Let me tell you why. Because when I was like 13, getting your left ear pierced was the thing. So I go on and get my left ear pierced. I ain't saying my right there, but just trying to be clear.
Yeah, we off for nuts right now. We on airs. We ain't bears in the left nut.
Hey, I don't know what you dealing with, but you like this left nut thing? I let you stay in your lane, bro. But anyway, so my daddy ain't keen on boys having their ass pass. So I go and get it, and me and my dumb ass put a Band-Aid over my ear, and he asked me, what happened here?
How old you was?
I was like 13. So I decided to tell him I fell down, and something stabbed me in my ear, get a cut. Well, obviously, that wasn't a great lie. I was on the spot, bro. I was on the spot. So that was the shit I told him. He made me take the Band-Aid off. Obviously, there was a hole in my ear, but it wasn't from me falling down. So he made me pull the earring out. I was like, all right. Cool.
Hold on. So you had the earring in and a Band-Aid over the earring.
Yeah.
Yes.
This nigga laughing like that's the smartest thing in the world.
He was there. So listen. Hold on. So he make this a piercing earring. So you know there's lock on the back. So he made me pull that shit out my ear, bleeding and everything. I already had the backup because I know this is about to happen. I put an earring in my ear backwards. And so I put my earring in my ear backwards and whatever. And I said, all right, fuck you. Next week, I get past the next ear. I understand that because he's strict. The way he approached it, instead of him have a conversation with me, he just tell me take that out my ear. Boom, that was it. So the next week, I go and get my ears pierced on the next ear. I understand that concept. That's what I'm saying. That he's saying that a strict parent is going to cause the kid to rebel more, and I do understand that.
But I don't know. I don't know if that's the sense of being a strict parent. I think that just in society as in general, like you see that when they lower certain rules, that it becomes less. Like in
right,
areas,
you're less likely to do that. That's what
right.
DJ is saying. But at the same time, I did that to rebel because I think it was his approach to it. It wasn't the fact that he.
I think we as humans we want to do something that we say that is told to us that we can't do.
Yeah, that's like drinking and going to the club. Like all that shit was the best when you like wasn't old enough to do it.
I disagree
you know?
with that to some extent.
Think about, like, we could compare back home to here, right? You hear about all the underage drinking here because drinking age is 21. Right? And so even when they're 18, it's drinking. Our drinking age is officially 18, but you get pulled over. I mean, cops stop you at 16 and you drinking. Damn.
Well, I
messing with you for drinking.
I just was over there. And they changed the game over there, bro. You can't be on your cell phone over there. You can't even have an open container in the car like over here.
All right. This is what they say.
But
bro, they enforcing that shit.
But anyway,
have you seen them enforce?
On Bay Street.
They enforce everywhere, almost everywhere, dog.
On Bay Street.
But almost everywhere
what is the consequence of it?
I don't know what the consequence is.
Either way, it don't matter. But I ain't talking about that. I talking about when we were growing up. When we were 18, 16, 17, we was drinking. Right. You know how much liquor daddy had in the house. We was drinking. It wasn't
so snitched issue. On your old man, boy.
But that ain't snitching.
Yeah, but we still drank. We still drank.
Yes, but my point is,
and there wasn't he wasn't strict on us in the sense of don't be drink. He wouldn't even touch on that situation so much.
But this what I'm saying is that for us, it wasn't. We were trying to drink because we can't drink. Daddy allowed us to drink in the house a certain amount. So
you just snitching, Daddy. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, I ain't know what y'all talking about. This man ain't never give me no alcohol. I don't know what y'all talking about, bro.
You've
like,
been snitching on everyone ever since
I wasn't even there, bro. I was at a family barbecue.
Anyway, my point is,
he ain't even going to jail. He's snitching. He just snitching.
My point is we weren't restricted in that case. Whereas here, you see people restricted.
So why did we drink if we wasn't restricted? Because you saying your theory to this was we gonna do stuff.
No, but we didn't take it. We didn't take it overboard. It wasn't like we drank all the time.
All right, so listen.
But I'm saying that when you're restricted from doing that, like kids tend to say, you know what?
All right.
I gonna do it every opportunity I got.
So I smoked before when I was young, and so on your narrative, we're gonna blame this on the fact that obviously my dad wasn't a supporter of me smoking weed, right? So right,
Hold on.
in that sense, he always made a notion to me, and I could be wrong that he's saying that weed is a. Hold on, we can get back to the situation that we started about. But we talking about the approach, and I guess because of T.I.'s approach, we got to that. But so he used to say that weed is a gateway drug, apparently.
That's what they all say, bro.
So it's a gateway drug. But I'm pretty sure, even though we'd never sat down and had a conversation, that I was restricted from doing heroin. But you ain't ever seen me have no urge to say, yeah, I just want, I can't shoot up, so I shoot up tonight.
But I could guarantee you, if he did fuck you up and say, you better don't be out there smoking heroin, you probably be like, I can smoke heroin next week.
I think I'm not sure, but I think if you smoke heroin, you die. That's like
let me about what Dito was saying, right? Like the whole drinking thing, like at that point, the reason for drinking is different. Like, for instance, because you could get in trouble for something.
Right.
That edge you get from doing it, that's what teenagers is like get out of it. Like for me, like when I was out like in the streets doing shit I ain't supposed to be doing, with the risk of getting caught, that excitement, that edge is what made me want to do it. Not because you on some real shit.
No, the reason I laugh,
On
right?
some real shit.
So I guess everybody see the picture of the girl that got the HIV positive tattoo. Did y'all not see this?
Yeah.
So would you fuck with her just for the edge to see?
Hold on. That ain't the edge.
Come
man.
on, nigga.
That's a life
That's common sense, bro. That's like like some common sense shit, bro.
So,
I mean, if you want to be childish, you could glove her. Put on a glove.
Went over some people.
Put on a glove. But anyway.
Take
me a second to get that.
He do that.
Take me a second.
Slow boy. So listen. So you put on the glove, and that's the edge right there. You got the edge.
She can have the
DJ,
edge over you
DJ,
soon.
Nice.
Edge it. Edge it.
Don't be a bitch. Okay.
Why the letters pink though?
Cause you say I got some bitch signs.
Hey,
made sure it was pink for you.
hey.
So,
Don't be a bitch. What the next one say? Be a dick? What the fuck? What's the next?
be her rooster.
I telling you, you can't just show up in there with two signs face down. One say, don't be a bitch. What's the next one? Super encouraging? Like, follow your dreams?
It is.
Wow.
Super bitch.
Wow.
Super
You
bitch.
sound that way,
Wow.
bro.
Nah, not at
Oh,
all.
wow.
Not at all.
So I think it's kind of weird with, the way T.I. going about it though. I don't have any kids, but I don't know, man. I feel like
That's the question.
would I do that? No. Like go bring my daughter to the gynecologist? Hell no. I don't
Yeah,
even
hey,
go
dog,
with my
hey.
wife to the gynecologist.
Hey, dog.
What?
Hey,
No.
dog, make sure she ain't fucking, all right? And tell me all the details.
Yeah, and give me all the information.
That's fucking crazy,
what?
Like
bro.
even to the point, like
guess
even to the point, she had to sign like consent.
Yeah, she
for
had to
T.I.
consign for him
so
to-
the doctor could tell T.I.
But of course, you
Hold
have
on,
a band like that.
just on a next tip, no pun intended. Why does the kid?
Where was the pun in that?
Tip.
Yeah.
Tip?
Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Come on, guys.
All right. All right. Slow moment.
But
Why-
y'all right? Y'all off today.
Slow
Yeah.
moment, bro.
Just
Lover,
waking up,
childish.
Yeah.
Tip. Like y'all just missing it.
Yeah. Anyway, why is it that his daughter, who is underage, has to? How is it that she is the one giving consent?
Because that's private information about. All right, when I had a
I was-
surgery,
hold on.
when I was 16, I had a surgery, right? And they came and they asked me questions about my heart because they had to put me under
Okay.
about the way my breathing is because I
Okay.
was having a surgery on my adenoids and my tonsils. And one of the questions was, do you smoke? I'm 16. No, I can't answer this question truthfully. And then the woman was like, listen, we can't give this information to your
Yeah,
parents.
HIPAA.
But
It's a doctor to client confidentiality.
I
even if you're
understand
underage.
that. I understand the doctor patient confidentiality.
I don't think
thing,
you
right?
do.
But
I don't
so
know.
hold on. Does your 4-year-old give?
No, but she was. No, but she was 16 or something.
Okay, so
or-
this is my point. His 4-year. Hold on. When you go to the doctor with your 4-year-old, she have to sign consent to give
No, because she's not at an age that she can
So-
make conscious
Give
decisions
consent.
on her own.
So this is my question. What is that age?
16. 16 is the age to give consent.
That's why he took her at 16.
So if he took her at 15,
No, he been taking her every year.
Does she
apparently.
have to give consent?
At 15?
Yeah.
I would think she does.
I don't know.
I would think
So,
she does.
so this is my question. It's not. I understand doctor-patient confidentiality, but there's a certain.
All right, but forget about
set-
consent. The point is what's that cool in what he did? I guess as a parent, every parent want to know if you're a 16-year-old out here, and not that, I mean, it's gonna happen.
Nah.
Reality is something that you have to come to grips with.
I don't think that's cool. I think that's weird, bro. Like,
Yeah, I think it's more weird than anything.
Yeah, like-
because all right, you want to know,
That shit ain't cool, bro.
but
like-
to that, you want to know to that extent that you would.
Nah,
Well,
and,
you
I
mean-
mean, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, you have kids.
kids lie.
Whether you have a son or a daughter.
Yeah, but even if they lie, it's gonna happen at some point. That's something that you can't.
Yeah, but
Avoid
whether
it.
you have a son or a daughter, eventually they're gonna grow up and they're gonna have kids, maybe. But even if they don't have kids, they're gonna be fucking. Like, that's the, and like for him to go to the
guess-
gynecologist, that's just nah.
I don't think I would
From
want
my-
to have that conversation about my daughter's private parts with anybody. Like
That's what I'm
just
saying. Like, you sit,
awkward.
like, you have that conversation about sex with your daughter, like, alone, and like you let it, and it's not to like deter them from having sex. This
No, you
just
just
my,
let them
this
know the
my
risks.
opinion. Yeah,
Right,
like
just
you let them
the
know
risks that's involved.
what's going on,
And you let them know if a baby
that's
comes,
that.
then you're gonna get a new house now.
yeah. I mean, and if they have a,
This nigga.
I mean,
You
I
had
don't
that
see
talk
the,
already?
I don't see the issue in
We
it.
regularly have conversations that regard that to let our daughter know that. Listen, not to say that I kicking you out of the house or nothing like that, but to let her know that, you know, as a teenage boy, you think. I actually had this conversation with her yesterday. Listen, a boy might like you, but understand a teenage boy likes you because of what they see. Of course, you're beautiful. They see physical. They don't care if you smart or what you got going for yourself.
Daddy, out
It's
of boy.
it's a fact though. Like, so if I gonna be a good role model as a parent, I gotta let you know what it is. I mean, I ain't about to go lie to you or just tell you, oh, you ain't about to have no boyfriend because I don't want. No, because I know there ain't no positive in it right now. And if you look back, all us right around the 30 marker, right? When you was 13, you had a girlfriend, I assume, right? Where that girl is now? You probably
I know.
loved that girl.
But you trying to choose her though. And that's the thing.
Sex.
The thing
He's
is,
talking about
that's
sex.
The thing is,
Juice,
right?
yeah.
S-E-X. He's
That's
talking
sex.
about
The thing is,
intercourse,
right?
penetration.
Yes, and
guys
that's my
or
point.
men who have daughters, right?
That's what I trying to tell her.
When they
that
was younger?
they do have an end game in which ain't a future with you, and obviously I ain't telling her, yeah, they
Not
trying to juice you,
necessarily.
boy. Like, what kind of parent?
But
are
that's
you?
Sex
not,
again,
not,
sex,
but that's the
sex,
type of
that's
world
what
we
he
live
talking
in now.
about.
I feel like that's the right way to go about it. Like, you sit your children down and say, hey, listen, like, because like when I was younger, that's the goal. Like, the goal is to try score.
Exactly.
When
But I trying to let her know that
But-
that is the goal, right? For the boy.
Right.
And then in 15 years, you might love this person right now, air quotes, for the love. But in 15 years, you won't even know where that person is and what they're doing with their life. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to get across to her, is that that's where it is. Now, if she decides to not to heed my warning, and 16 years old you got a baby, well, at 16 years old you got an apartment too.
Nah, but then
This nigga.
but then
No,
some
you
people
gotta understand. You want to live life like an adult. Then you gotta live it in all realms like an adult. You can't just go assume that I'm gonna do this, have a kid, and I'm gonna just live off of my
and
parents.
that was my point with the doctor-patient confidentiality. Is that like it seems like there's that gray area of you're not fully an adult, but there are still decisions that you're making as an adult, even though you may not be well informed of, right? In the same way, right? So she going there. She going to the gyno for the. Say he took her there and she was pregnant. So now flipping. She could tell the doctor, say, hey, look, don't tell them I'm pregnant. Don't tell, like.
All right, I get what you're saying, but I think his approach should have just been that. I don't feel a father taking their daughter to the
16.
gyno is an issue.
16 is the age.
All
Is
right.
the age for what?
So if your child is under 16, they don't have to give consent to whether
To the information.
to the information. The
No.
information is automatically given to the parent.
All right, here's my
Okay.
deal. If you still live under my roof, I feel, and I still have to take you to school, I still feeding you, I still sheltering you, I should be obliged to this information immediately without, there shouldn't be a question about it. Now, I think as
Even
a
if she
parent.
20?
Huh? She 20?
I'm asking, you say if she under your
If she
roof.
20, she could live in my house and that
And get fucked.
and she could be having sex.
I just
Hey,
trying to
hey,
make.
hey,
I just
hey,
trying to
hey,
set. I
hey,
just trying
hey,
to clear the line.
can we be a little less aggressive with the way you talking about it?
I just trying. No, but
Listen, if
but
she's
this-
having, if
this
she's
nigga
20 years old
wildin'.
living in my house having sex, that's her business. She's
Right.
an adult. Now, the moment she walks up to me and say, "I'm pregnant," all right, where's the apartment?
So
Where's the place?
So hold
that
on,
you gonna
so hold
live?
on.
I'm not gonna. You
20 is an adult for you.
18, you're an adult.
so she could do that
Okay.
at 18.
If she so pleases, yeah, I can make that decision for you. Now I will advise to you what it is that I suggest you do as a parent. But you 18 years old, if you want to do that now, when you decide you ain't gonna protect yourself or you more concerned with having sex than having an education and doing better for yourself, and now you end up with a child, I'm gonna let you live the life as a full adult. Now I will take care of you while you in school. If you need to live with me, great, that's fine.
So what if she come and says she's pregnant, but then she says she want to have an abortion?
All right, we can get to abortion in just a second, but let me finish. We could have that conversation in just a second
Okay.
because I have a feeling on that now, and my feeling is my feeling. But as an adult, you have your own decision. I feel it is nothing wrong with a parent taking a male, a father taking their daughter to a gynecologist. Now, when you walk into the gynecologist and be like, "Yo, doc, check the hymen," let me know. Like that's awkward in all forms of it. Now hold on. Now if you go and you say it's just a regular checkup, you're the father taking her. All right, hey, we just here for a checkup, and I would like to just have the results of whatever the checkup is. If she has a disease, if she has some sort of medical issue,
for health purposes.
right, for health
Yeah.
purposes. But I ain't just coming in with the whole sole point of I want to know what her hymen situation.
And that's what I'm
just
saying.
weird.
It's weird. And she's 16. Like at that point, bro, she's 16. Like you don't like. To me, he should just drop her off and stay out in the fucking
In the lobby.
In the lobby. Know what I mean?
And
under 16,
possibly
I understand
ask,
that for
hey,
like health.
can I get the results? And if they say, well, no, you can't get the results because she's 16, then he should have just said, hey, can you consent for me to have these results? Because if not, then that means you're hiding something from me. And if your kid ain't hiding nothing, more than likely they will just consent to that.
Yeah, and that's up to the kid whether
Well, I
they
mean-
consent or not.
I
But
mean, in that video too, like T.I. was saying, like the doctor, it's like the doctor is trying to protect her. It's like, well, you know, Mr. Harris,
Yes,
the
because
hymen can also be broken by, right?
And what if that was the
Be
case?
broken by what?
By
It could be
sport-
horseback
athletic
riding,
activities.
athletic activity, riding a bike.
Like most teenage girls that run track have a broken hymen with being a virgin.
Okay.
So
No, I
so
get-
when you the thing to me is he should have just asked for the results instead of making it that this is all the results. I don't care if she got a disease. I don't care if she got any medical issue.
Well, obviously he
Where's the
care.
hymen at?
Obviously he care about that, but he
Yes,
bring her there for the sole fact to
right,
make sure she was
because
having
you
sex.
brought her for that sole fact, it becomes weird at that point.
Yeah, it does. Like
Yeah.
It's an awkward situation.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, go ahead.
no. What I saying is like, bruh, like T.I. know when he was 16, he's fucking, bruh.
Exactly.
Like you see they saying?
See, this is my
So-
Hold on.
point to you. When I'm glad he said it. No, I have
Yeah.
I have to
Go
interject
ahead,
there
go ahead.
because he's saying, and we all, and y'all asked if I have these conversations with my daughter. Yes, we all know what we was doing when we was 16, but just because we was doing that when we were 16, does that make it okay, or do you want your child to do that?
Yeah, you want you want you want her to run into 16-year-old Adam?
I definitely don't want that.
Just saying.
You right now. You really on this. You on
Yeah.
this level.
How you
Yeah,
can hold
point
up two of the signs, bro?
This kid, I'm trying to tell you not to.
I
and
asked.
you being this.
I asked a question. You running to the 16-year-old you?
So
Huh? Trust
No,
me, bro.
I don't.
Trust
Nigga
me.
looking like
I
Wile E.
would.
Coyote
I
right
wouldn't
now.
want her. I wouldn't want her to run into 16-year-old me.
It's exactly my point. And so we have these conversations and we do this because we don't want our kids to meet what we were. And just because you've been to it, like, all right, so if I had a boy or girl, more likely a boy would face issues with cops for being rebellious or whatever. I've been arrested. Just because I've been arrested, does that make it cool? She asked me the other day if, when she's 16 or something, she could get a tattoo, or 18 or whatever. No, not under my roof.
she
No,
can't
it's
get a
not.
tattoo
Why?
when she's
Why?
16?
Why? Because you have tattoos. Well, just because I did it, does that mean that what I did was right?
Do as I say, not as I do.
You have to understand that just because I have tattoos, do I feel that every one of my tattoos were, if I could go back, if it made sense to do it? No, probably not. At that age, your mind ain't developed enough to make a wise decision on a permanent
Yeah, but that's the
move.
same reason she gonna get a tattoo.
And that would be the same reason she'll be getting an apartment the same day.
And I mean, and
Nah,
that's
Cardi,
fine.
come
That's
on now.
fine.
A
But
tattoo
hold on,
don't make
you gotta-
a tattoo
hold on,
ain't an
gotta-
adult decision.
I also told her, if you make a decision that you want a tattoo, well, at 16, she ain't. I don't think there's consent for a tattoo. You have to be 18 to get a tattoo at a tattoo parlor or have a parent sign. Now, if that's the case, right? I told her if she wants a tattoo and me and her mother agrees to allow this, I would. Only way I'm agreeing is if I saw it and I thought that permanently this isn't something that you're going to regret in 10 years and be like, why I did this. It looks stupid. I don't like it. Like,
And that's her life, bro. That's her experience. She gotta live.
So hold on.
Yeah,
and
but
regardless,
but at the same time, he's still responsible for her until
he's
she's
still
18.
yes, he's
So,
still
right.
responsible.
Exactly
I know,
what I
I know.
said.
But I'm saying is what I'm saying is how you go about it. Whether it's sex or a tattoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you tell your child, hey, listen, these boys only want one thing. Know what I mean? You ain't gonna be in love with that boy 15 years from now,
Right.
or whatever. You could tell them the same thing 2 different ways, and one way she might be like, oh, well, I love him. I don't care what you say. Da da da. I can forever love him until she learn. Or you could tell her, you know what I mean, in a different manner or a different
Agreed.
tone of voice.
this is exactly
where,
what I'm saying. The
where they
approach.
understand, right? The
This is an
approach.
approach thing.
And like same thing with the tattoo. I feel like, bro, like, and like I say, I ain't got no kids, but if it was ever like my decision, I can't see me telling my kid at 16, no, you ain't getting no tattoo. Like, I don't care, you ain't getting no tattoo. I don't care what it is, you ain't getting no
No,
tattoo.
I'm not saying you can't have a tattoo.
Know what I mean?
You're living under my roof. I don't
Because I
feel,
feel like-
the reason I said she can't have a tattoo is because the same way my parents did the same thing to me. I went and I got a tattoo, right? And I look at these tattoos now and I say,
You regret them.
I don't solely regret them, like I want them off my skin or whatever, that bad. Like, I could care less at this
I
point.
know.
I've matured enough to just blow it off.
Right.
But if I could go back, I would make sure that everyone had more meaning. Some of my tattoos have zero meaning. It's like,
I know,
why did you do this?
But
This
our
is
parents
stupid.
is like, no, y'all ain't getting no tattoo. Same for me. They're like,
Regardless
no,
of
you
the
ain't getting no
meaning.
tattoo. Regardless of whatever it is, like, no, you ain't
No,
getting no
now,
tattoo.
now I told her, like, for example, her grandparents
Until-
die, right? And she wants a tattoo in memorial of her grandparents. I'm not going to stop that.
Right.
But now you want some stupid tattoo. No, it's not happening.
I know,
Now-
but you done
and-
open the door.
Well, with my consent. And after 18, if she decides she wants a tattoo, I will advise against what I think might be something she will regret. Now, if she says, well, I still want this tattoo, you 18, I can kick you out of my house for a tattoo. Now, we talking about a baby. You need to, getting back to that, let's full circle. If she shows up, she pregnant, she whatever, and she say, well, she want to have an abortion. That was the scenario.
But that,
I am not gonna. I don't support abortion, in the sense of my reasoning for it. I think in some situations it may be necessary for example, it'll kill the mother to have the baby. If the lady was raped, and it will be traumatizing to have that child. Certain circumstances, yes, but I don't believe in it just for the sole purpose of it was a mistake. You made a mistake. You decided to have sex consciously. Then you should have that baby. That child shouldn't suffer for the mistake. And people might say they ain't suffering, but you taking the life of somebody. If it was me, I'm glad my mother didn't abort me in her womb, because I wouldn't be here today. So you didn't give her the opportunity to that child because you made a mistake. I wouldn't encourage that. Now, if you're 18, that's your business. I will tell you what I believe and don't believe in. Now, the moment you say you're pregnant, you're an adult. You decided to make decisions as an adult. It's cold world, bro.
This nigga say cold world. As far as abortion go, bro, like I don't even have a lot to say on it, to say if I support it or not. That ain't even something that should garner like a whole support a movement or whatever. Reason why I say that is because, like, for instance, right, as a man, like for instance, if I was in a situation where the person I would get pregnant or whatever the case, right, and abortion like comes up for her, like for me it's gonna affect me differently than it is for her, because she's the person that's carrying the child, she's the person that's going through it, whereas me, I looking at it like, oh, that's my child, like I don't want you to like kill my child or whatever the case. But at the same token, like for her like mentally, like all that stuff what is due to you, like people are like females that became like suicidal after like abortions, they became like mentally hurt because of shit like that. Like, so it is gotten a lot more like stuff than just aborting a child. So that's why I saying I don't have a lot to say on it personally. I prefer you not to kill a child, or I prefer you not to abort the baby. Let me don't say it like that. I prefer you to not to abort the baby, but at the same time, like you did make that choice. Like that is.
So with that talking on that, right? So I want y'all feedback on this. Y'all both consensually have sex, whatever. Nobody protected themselves. The girl becomes pregnant. She decides and y'all in a relationship. I ain't just saying you had sex with somebody like a one night stand type of deal, but so y'all in a relationship. And this is what becomes weird to me. So, right? Say we're together and she wants to keep the baby. And I'm like, no, I don't want a baby. It's just it's not that time in my life for it. I can't afford it. Whatever it means is she decides I'm having the baby. And then the baby's there, but you don't want nothing to do with it. You want hands off because you weren't ready for this. Some people are like that.
You gonna pay child
that's
support.
Cool. Right, you gonna pay child support. So now,
unless depending on the lady.
Now let's change that scenario, right? So she's pregnant, she has the baby, or is having a baby, and you're like, I want this baby, and she says, well, I don't want this baby. Now she has full control whether you have the baby or not, but on the other foot, you had no control.
And that's also two scenarios you give with the same basis. Selfish reasons. Oh, like, let's say you and the girl do it, yada yada, she end up pregnant, but she have these life goals that she wants to obtain, and then the baby is gonna stop that. That's selfish. That's what I'm saying. Like aborting a baby for that, aborting a baby for shit like that, bro. Like at the same time, right? If
shit like life goals, I don't think that's selfish.
Like, here's what I'm saying, bro. Like, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying.
Rico. Hold on, let me tell you why.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. If that's the case, then fuck with condoms. Go on birth control.
All right, but hold on. Listen.
Or don't fuck, and go for your goals first.
Your life must come first. Here's the reason why I say this. Because if I can't support myself, I can't support my child.
Okay,
understand that if you're not in that financial position, and I'm not blaming the child because the child ain't wrong. The parent made the decision. They should have had a condom on. I agree with you. They should have took these preventative measures to make sure this didn't happen. But mistakes happen. Condoms break, bro. Things happen. So if it's about to happen, right, and you know, and if a mother is addicted to drugs, like seriously addicted to drugs, she shouldn't have that baby because she cannot support that child.
All right, so watch this, right? Watch this. What's the difference between fucking with a condom and a condom break, or having one of them?
A vasectomy?
No, not even a vasectomy. The stuff with the IUD or whatever they call it. But they just put in there and then it just, I guess, block it.
Like
Anyways, right?
control, yeah.
What's the difference between doing that and then something going wrong? Not going wrong. The condom break, something like that. She get pregnant, whereas she fucking with no condom, no contraceptive, nothing like that, and then she get pregnant. What's the difference in that scenario when you have the same life goals? Like, this is what I'm trying to say, bro. This is what I'm trying to say, right? If you got all these life goals or whatever the case, right? That
you should be abstinent. And this is if my daughter ever has to hear this podcast, you be abstinent, you go achieve your goals. And when you have achieved these goals, go right ahead and I will support you. And if you need to live in my house until have the baby and you need support from mom, we will support you.
Listen to me,
achieve your goals.
You just say you kicking her out.
Listen to me, bro. Listen to me.
If she does this at 18, but if she goes and achieves her goals and she goes to school, has a good job, and now she's pregnant and she wants to be home for support, because when a baby is born, the mother needs support, bro. I just want you to understand that. So when that happens, if she want to live in my house at that point, great, I will support you. But if you going to have a baby at 18 and you ain't even never been to college and you working at McDonald's making $8 an hour, well, you better push her.
Okay.
So she still don't need that support?
Bro, listen, that's the only...
She should have been thinking like the same way DJ saying, if you got life goals.
I know, but it's a mistake. She still need that support.
Bro, y'all can't call a kid a mistake, bro.
Let me
that ain't no fucking mistake, dog.
There wasn't no mistake when they drop their pants and they do their thing.
Exactly my point, bro. That ain't no mistake. Knowing the risk, knowing the whole shits, knowing condoms can break, knowing this, knowing that. No, fuck that. That ain't a mistake. A kid, bro, a kid ain't a mistake. And what I saying is like, bro, I understand abortion for necessary measures like health to the child, health to the mother, blah blah blah, right? But then when you a fucking millennial, going to Starbucks every fucking morning, doing your thing, oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then you end up getting pregnant, and it's like, oh, this child is gonna ruin my life. No, you ruin your own life, making your own decisions. Like, that's the kind of abortion that I ain't cool with, bro. Like,
hold on.
Like, that's the kind of thing I ain't cool with, bro. Like,
no, I feel where you come from, but I disagree. Go ahead, Dito.
Let me touch on this, right? In my opinion, I think there's only one reason for abortion, and that is if it literally threatens the life of the mother. If it's like a situation where the mother will die unless they have the abortion, and even in those cases, those are rare because children could survive outside of the womb at 26 weeks. Like,
and then sometimes you never know because it's rare, depending on leading up to the pregnancy.
Right,
they don't know.
You don't see it coming.
You don't see it coming. But when it gets to that stage, you still have if they say that the life of the mother is threatened, they still have a chance that they could go in and they could do
an abortion.
No, an emergency C-section and try and have the child live.
And then abortion at that level is way different because the child is actually developed. It's a living baby.
And at that point, that's straight up, that's murder, bro.
So this is my feeling, right? Even, and I know a lot of people gonna disagree and feel a certain way about this. I feel even if a woman is raped, and I understand how emotionally taxing. Hold on, stop. What?
If she was raped, bro, that is very emotionally taxing on a woman, bro.
I understand that.
Go on, let him finish his point. What's your point, though?
Go ahead, finish your point. I will hold this up the entire time.
Is that you're still taking the life of a child if you decide to have an abortion.
Right.
There are people out there willing to adopt. There have even been mothers that went through that and still had the baby.
Right.
So in my opinion, the only time an abortion should be on the table is if it threatens the life of the mother. Now, I agree with DJ that if you say you want to go out there and say, hey, I went and have sex and I got pregnant. Oh, this is a mistake. I got life goals and stuff. No, it ain't a mistake because we all humans and we know.
He would be the one getting pregnant because he's a super bitch.
Anyway, they can talk. Yeah.
Anyway, so when they decide, say, hey, it's a mistake. It ain't a mistake because we all humans. We all know the consequences of having sex. We all know that, hey, any type of contraceptive isn't 100%.
Correct.
Right? So therefore, it's
Except
still
contraceptive. But
contraceptive. If you want to go out there and take out a woman's womb or you take out your
snip,
balls,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
different.
a
But
little snip.
but
You know what I
it's,
mean?
it's
Like I say,
it's-
little snips. I hear your dick don't even be the same after that shit.
You don't feel the cum, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just
You still don't.
The
feel
nigga
this
say,
crowd to left
the nigga say, come. Like, you don't feel the come. That's
Hey.
but
I don't know that bounce I talking about.
oh gee.
I don't know that.
I think
You just gotta.
that nigga
You gotta.
But
Shake it off.
since we already know the consequences of having sex, you consent to having a child soon as you consent to having sex,
boom.
right? So with that, and I speak in.
you don't
and I
consent to
understand-
having a child. You consent to the possibilities of having.
Hold on.
Yeah,
So
because
what-
every
what is
time
it?
you have
What
sex,
is-
I mean,
a woman.
Hold
can
on,
get
hold
pregnant.
on. Check this out, right? You know when you go on them rides and stuff like that, and they say, hey, this has flash and stuff. You shouldn't come on this if you're pregnant, if you get seizures, all of that type of stuff, right?
This is about enough.
Yeah,
Oh
but
no.
That's a
You
great
can walk in
analogy,
there,
actually.
and it's a possibility that could happen.
You're right.
By you doing that, you consent to that.
you're right.
So the
But that's a
possibility,
that's a
not
bad
that-
analogy because
No.
what if, okay, a woman has a tubes tied
By choice.
by choice.
Right.
She consents to having sex.
Right.
That don't mean she consents to having a child.
Exactly.
No,
what I'm
but
saying.
she
But there's no
removed that-
possibility
She
of
removed
that
that
time.
possibility. She
Right.
removed that possibility. We're talking about people who have that possibility. If you consent to having sex, you know the possibility. You know the possible outcomes of it.
Right.
Either you
right.
can or you won't get pregnant. One of the two.
And then you got.
But my thing to
My-
this is, all right. So you.
Hold on. You spoke already. My
Oh,
turn
oh,
to speak.
wait. I wasn't
I
finished.
got
I
a
wasn't finished.
Stephen A. Yas.
I wasn't finished. Right?
No, you had your moment.
No, the reason I say that is when I was 21, I was in a relationship and I did have a girl who got pregnant, and I told her,
Hot Guinness and a kick down the stairs.
Wow, Adam.
Adam. Anyway,
That's
I told
not
her-
abortion.
I
That
told her-
is attempted murder. Yes.
It's been done and people live.
Anyway, I told her that I didn't. I would
You get
prefer
double
if she-
life for killing the child and the woman.
Fuck, you
Man,
got 80 years,
I've
bro.
never done this, bro.
Yeah, 80
I know,
fucking
I just
years,
saying.
bro.
Anyway, finish your point. Let me so I can make.
Right.
So I can give my view.
He's the one who say she had an abortion.
Right? So I told her I prefer if she don't have an abortion. She said that she's not ready for that.
I didn't see this.
Right.
This is what my point to this was. It's like, so how is it that she has the ultimate decision because she's not ready, but you are wanting the
Bruh,
kid?
because the baby in her body, bro.
Yeah, but that's not fair, though.
Yeah, it
Right?
is not fair. It takes two to tango, bro. Or
It's
both of
not
y'all make,
fair.
or both of y'all make that baby, or both of y'all should have.
So
should
the
have
same way
decision
she'll
on
put
that.
you on child support, right? Well, why can't I just have this baby? Why can't I have the baby? You're going to put me on child support when I tell you I don't want the baby because you're going to say, well, it's in my body. I'm having the baby.
That's what.
So
Dave
you're going to
Chappelle
force
say?
me into force me into this, right?
Chappelle said
So
that.
I can't abandon his ass, but you could have an abortion.
Say you could have.
You could kill him. At least I could abandon him.
Yeah.
And
That's
this
what
is
Chappelle say.
this is the truth, though. I mean, that's
I get where you coming from.
hard way to
Yeah.
to attack that situation. But the point is she is forcing him into not having his child ever.
Yeah.
But now, what if he said, by 19 or how old you was? 19?
21.
21. He said, wait, I got a lot of life to live. I ain't even touched my 20s yet. I got bars to get drunk in and other shit to do.
But-
and you're going to limit me from doing that. She was going to say, well, that ain't my problem.
I
But
mean,
it's
and
other
it
things
ain't-
I touching on that too, right? Is that after Well, I went and I said, but because at this point it was like, I'll support you in what your choice is, but this is how I feel about it, right? So she had the abortion or whatever, and a year later we were broken up. She was having a whole breakdown about having an abortion.
Okay.
Right. So even though
That's what I said earlier.
so for women who go out there and have the abortion, you still, it may, like, you looking at certain things right now that, yeah, I want to accomplish this, I want to do that, this could throw a big wrench in my plans. You got to also look at how you're going to feel after that. It may not be immediately after, it could be a while after. And there are a lot of women, I think is a stat about there, like 45% of women after having an abortion regret it.
And you saying that due to their mental state after this abortion, that's another reason that they shouldn't have an abortion, right?
It is another
All
reason.
right, so how do you feel about the mental state of a woman that was raped and now has to look at the child and carry that child for 9 months, and every time someone be like, so who's the baby daddy? Oh, the nigga that raped me on the bus.
But but just because
That's
you,
rough, bro.
That's why I agree. That's why I agree with abortion.
But here's
Right.
the thing, though.
Hold
Here's
on.
the thing.
That doo-doo
Let
raper
me answer.
shouldn't have the
Let me answer though. Let me answer. Yes, I understand it would be tough for her. It would be very tough for her, but it's going to be even worse on that child.
you know.
You
What
just said
How is it worse on the child if you just found out you was pregnant, the child hasn't developed, and you have an abortion in the early stages before
you
this
just
child.
had the statement earlier that you said you didn't give that child the opportunity, right? You said you happy that your mother didn't abort you
But
because
that
you
was in
wouldn't
a
be here today.
consensual
Well, hey,
relationship. My mother
If
was
you look at it from a religious aspect,
Uh-huh.
and you abort the children, they go to heaven. They ain't get, they wasn't born within sin.
All right, let me
Right.
hold on. But at the same token, in that sense too, Adam, like aborting a child don't erase what happened to her either.
No, but having to go through it is a constant life.
Yeah, having to raise a child.
It's a reminder.
I'm
every
not
day.
saying she have to raise it. She could also
Now,
give it up for adoption.
My way, yeah, but to carry that child for 9 months is scarring. Now, hold on.
Bro, to get raped,
And-
period, is
so
scarring.
Right, and
now
and that's like telling you every day, waking up and someone saying, "You remember yesterday you get raped?" And then you remember 2 days ago you get raped.
okay.
Hold on.
So,
You remember 3 months ago you get raped.
hold on.
So
So
you
watch this, right? So now you're gonna add double scars because now, okay, yeah, you got raped. Now you have the abortion. Now, yeah, oh fuck, I had an abortion. A year down the line, there are still consequences to having that abortion too. Yes, there are consequences on. See, the difference here is
I think the
difference
rape,
here.
I think
Hold on.
I've never been raped. And I've never had an abortion, obviously.
Because I've never been raped. This nigga's stupid.
Hold
No,
on,
but I think being raped will scar a lady more than having an abortion.
I may disagree on that.
Hold on, mate.
Just on this fact.
Hold
the
on.
fact of hold on. Just on the fact that when something happens to you that's not your fault, there is a little solace in saying this happened to me, but it wasn't my decision.
Because you could throw the blame
Right.
on someone else.
Right. But when you have an abortion, that is your decision. So now when you feel about it, it's
But it was
There's a certain level of
when you
remorse
make a
that-
decision for a valid cause. I don't think you blame yourself in that aspect.
Yeah, but-
now if you just have an abortion because I don't want a baby, that's a whole different realm.
Yeah,
And
but
it should be people. A woman should have an abortion if they want an abortion. Know what I mean? Regardless if they want the child, if they don't want the child, have an abortion. If they was raped, have an abortion.
I
you
feel
should
that
have an
it's
abortion
their body and
either
it's
way.
the right.
Either way. Know what I
But
mean?
then you
Yeah,
take
that's
it
the
away
truth.
from the father though. You take the opportunity away from
The
the
father
father.
don't
that's-
matter.
it-
The
it's-
father don't matter. It's-
What?
Yeah, the father don't matter in the situation.
hold on. One. It's not their body.
The
It's not
father
their body.
don't matter in the
Yeah,
situation.
we get that point, but at the same
Obviously,
time,
it's not their body, but at the same time, like you're not giving me the opportunity to
To
make
have
that
my
decision.
child. Well, okay.
No. I wasn't talking
Let her
about. I
kill the
wasn't talking
child.
about the
Go
father.
have a child with someone else.
I wasn't talking about the father. I'm saying with
This
a woman.
nigga's
Hold on.
savage.
If somebody
No,
is,
but that's
if,
the truth.
if somebody's making a decision to do something to their body, right? If somebody says, "Hey, I want to cut off my arm," that's something else, right? That's their. Hold on, listen.
For you and your knowledge.
Hold on, listen, but it is their body. They could choose whatever the fuck they want to do with their own body.
Correct.
When you have an abortion,
Right.
you are not doing something to your own body. You are destroying somebody else's body.
What the child inside?
child
is
inside.
what you saying?
Yes,
Nah, the child
I
ain't living
understand.
yet. You don't know that child. You don't have no
Hold on,
emotional connection
hold on.
to that child.
According to the
could have an abortion.
according to the American Medical Association, it
Up to
becomes the beginning of life is at conception. The American Medical Association decided
It's
that is the
technically
beginning
true.
of life.
But now,
Because soon as there's conception, there's a completely new DNA strain. You can do a DNA test, and that test does not match up to your DNA. as
Yeah,
the woman.
but you have an abortion.
So that's a new life.
I know, but that's a new life. But the life, technically, to us, it ain't a life. Or to
that might be your personal view.
No,
I
that's-
think the moment
hey,
of
it
conception.
it is my opinion.
When
It
you
is my
kill-
opinion.
Hold
Whether
on,
it's
hold
a-
on. If a man kills a pregnant woman, he gets double
he
homicide.
get right.
So
You right.
so there is
You're right.
already in law saying that, hey, it is considered a life.
You're right.
No matter what stage that life is at.
And that's, I wouldn't say that's fucked up, but a doctor legally has the right to kill a child. Is what you're saying too. That's why people disagree
in
with
certain
abortion.
states now.
That's why people disagree with abortion, because it's
Mm-hmm.
a life, right? But you got your own life to live, right? Fuck the baby, fuck the child.
Whoa.
No, for real, like y'all is like,
Why-
whoa,
why you-
but it,
why you
bro,
gotta
it
be
ain't,
so harsh with
it
it,
ain't,
though?
it ain't harsh, bro. It the thing ain't even living yet. Like you don't even know
Niggas
the,
say the thing ain't
you
living.
don't even know the child. You don't have no emotional connection. Only person who does have an emotional connection is the mother who's gonna go through that abortion.
Okay, I will
right?
call bullshit. Because guess what? I saying this from my experience. I still feel about my ex having an abortion today.
right? And
Today.
Because you gotta
It's some
understand,
things I
if he
don't-
wanted a child, bro.
That- so
you
so
can't
don't say there's no
take that
emotional
away from-
connection, but
bro, I understand where you coming from.
and this is where I was talking about having solace in the fact that it was something done that I had no choice over. Regardless of whatever decision I chose at that time, I couldn't make the decision to have the abortion or not. Right? She made that decision.
Yeah, cause
She took that on herself, and so therefore, for me, I have
Cause
solace
it's
in
her
that.
baby.
And
What if
I am,
the kid
and I
that
am
come
not
out
saying
and you are not the father? like, what if the kid, for real though, what if the kid that come, you were
Then-
all emotional,
Then,
attached?
I mean,
and she like-
wait. And then based on your logic, then kill it then. Cut his fucking head off.
What? When the
Yeah.
Baby born.
because
Yeah.
there ain't no emotional attachment.
Yeah,
that ain't
you know,
yours.
emotional attachment, right?
That
No,
ain't
the
yours.
baby living.
Bro,
the
alright,
baby
But that ain't
living.
yours. So
Hold on.
where's the emotional attachment?
Hold on. My
It
take
ain't
my
mine.
take on
Babies-
abortion.
Babies die every day in the hospital.
my take on
I
it-
don't feel no way about it.
Hold on, there's a difference between a baby dying and killing a baby.
Right,
There's
from
two
medical
different
issues.
I know. I'm
That's
not. I'm
death.
not saying
It's still
when the
saddening,
baby
bro.
born, go kill a baby. I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
There are
That's
people
what you're
advocating for
saying.
that,
I'm,
though.
I'm saying
Bro,
abortion. Yes, I'm
this the-
saying a woman has a right to have an abortion.
So from the
I-
moment the baby
I
is
don't think
conceived,
I don't think the father has any say in it.
and I feel that
Because some people don't even know they're the father.
No, but so what if I said,
Yeah, the
hey,
father got some say
So-
if she decide to have the baby though.
So
the
right,
father got to
hold
stay
on.
there and take care of the baby and all of this shit, right?
No,
Right,
they
when-
leave.
Check this out.
And he
This-
will be
hold on.
paying child
Child
support.
support. So this
Not necessarily up
Yes.
to the lady. If the woman wants to take you to court for child support, then you gotta pay child support.
Aye,
but
aye.
if she doesn't,
We
you
ain't
don't
sure.
have
Yeah,
to pay
Hi,
child support.
hi. My take on the whole abortion shit is me. I look at it from a moral standpoint, bro. Like, yeah, you got every right to kill a baby, but why? Why are you killing a baby? Because you want to go to EDC and get drunk?
But if
Because
you
you
want
want
to look at
to
it from
hold on. Because you want to EDC and get drunk because you need to have a house and you need to have a car and you need to be where you want to be. That's you see what I'm saying?
that's valid points to me.
They are- yeah, because you-
isn't a
because you
father
going through
allowed the opportunity to find a surrogate to carry that baby. But you're gonna abort it before I
Hold on.
get this opportunity.
Hold on. So it's 2 points y'all trying to make. You making one.
No,
point.
I just saying, like, look at it like this, bro. Like, watch this, right? Watch this. This might be off the topic or off the wall, right? let's say I'm in a relationship with a girl, right? We argue, and I punch in the fucking eye. The cops come, right? Listen, right? Listen, the cops come.
TJ, you punching the girls or not?
Nah, I don't hit females, bro.
You
Right?
never punched a girl or not?
No, I don't hit
punching
females.
up.
So don't put you in this scenario.
I don't
so
know. Just listen, man. And I can say me because I'm talking a story. I punch in a fucking eye, right? Domestic violence, right? Whatever the case, right? And the cops show up, yada yada, and I say because I want to.
What? You want to punch her in the eye?
Yeah, I mean just like how she want to kill the child, right? And that's okay. That's cool.
So you gonna get locked the fuck up.
So so she ain't
This
getting
is
locked up though.
exactly what he's trying to make the point of is that she's
That's what
killing
I saying,
someone
bro.
and won't
Off
be
of
able.
a choice, yeah. Like that's hold on. This is what
We
I'm saying, bro.
allowing
Like,
the murder of children without any consequence.
and then yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like and then what I want and then all I saying is just like look at it like this, bruh. It's the female, right? She have every right in the world to do what she want to do with her body. She's
Right.
going through the abortion. I understand where you coming from, but
Yeah.
then how you say, oh, the father ain't a factor. So the father, what you saying? The father ain't a factor in this child's life.
The one who shoot up the club have nothing to do with it.
The father ain't a factor in this kid's life because that's what it is, basically.
Yeah.
Until
mean, yeah.
hell, he's only a factor if she decides to have the baby.
Until
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean.
And especially,
yeah.
and especially,
Yeah, until the baby is born,
and
until the baby is out of her body.
Then she could condemn me to a lifetime of payments because I didn't
this
want it.
nigga Adams.
Until and hold on, but that's a different scenario.
No,
though.
it
If you-
ain't,
no,
bro.
yes,
No,
yes,
no,
yes,
no,
yes.
no, 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 no,
That's
no.
touching
No,
on what
bro.
he's saying.
Yes, he's just
It's the
building
same
off of what DJ
scenario,
is
bro.
saying.
It's the same scenario. Listen, you
I
saying
know.
you
She
saying
has the
you
baby.
said the father is not a factor.
The in
The father is not a factor.
in the
In that
Um,
decision.
in the decision of having an abortion.
But he's a factor in the decision in raising a baby.
When the
Which
baby,
he didn't want.
when the baby.
Because she decided to have it when he was saying you should have an abortion, but now she didn't want to have the abortion, he has to pay. But when she says I'm having an abortion and he says no, she said, well, this is my body.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you between
Yeah.
a rock and a hard place.
No,
Listen,
it ain't a
man,
rock in a
hold on,
hard
hold on,
place.
hold on.
That's reality, and
Hold
it has happened every day, bro.
It's an
You have the-
unfair reality.
It ain't unfair, bro.
It is.
It ain't unfair
How? Hold on. How is it not unfair?
because that's the lady's body. That's the woman's body.
Not
If
the
she
not
wants-
the child she's killing.
It ain't a child.
It is.
It's a fetus or
Hey,
It's a
hey,
child.
hold on,
Until it
hold on, hold on.
Stick a
Before we go
sandwich.
forward, you said it's a what?
it's a fetus.
Okay. Hold on.
A runt.
Just
A runt in the body.
Because I
This
hear
nigga
people
Rico's
say
killing
this.
me,
I
man.
hear people say this all the time. It's a fetus. It's a fetus. You know what fetus means? Fetus is just a Latin word for baby.
Yeah. It's,
Okay, so it's a baby.
Right.
He be out there trying to kill
So-
kids. He be out there trying to kill
Bro.
kids. He's a super bitch.
Bro, listen, people gonna look at this, right? People gonna look
No,
at this
no,
and be like, I wrong, Tito wrong, Adam wrong, because we, I guess, sound like we against abortion, bro. The only thing, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, if y'all gonna come at people with these points, listen, if y'all gonna come at people with these points where, oh, it's the female's body, it's her choice, yada yada, but as soon as she decide to have the baby, then what? Like,
Then now the man has to
then
be.
now I got
Y'all
responsibilities.
Y'all coming from it like the man has a choice to say like, yo, you should have an abortion.
He
or
should.
you
He should
not
have a
an
choice. Is what I'm
abortion.
saying. He should have a choice.
So if the man say you should have an abortion,
No. This
Right?
This is what I think. Not no, he shouldn't have a choice on whether
like where
on
how
whether
is
she
this choice valid?
Hold on. Listen what I'm about to say, right? If a woman is going to have the choice to have an abortion, like and Dave Chappelle said it jokingly, but I agree with it that if we're going to have abortion as being legal, right? A woman has the choice to have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
But if she decides to have the child when the man didn't want the child, she is now putting him in a position that he didn't want to be in. Just as during the case she wants to have an abortion, but she's pregnant, she's in a position she doesn't want to be in, right? But she can get out of that position by having an abortion. So
right.
in the same case, if a
How
man
can that man get out that
so,
position?
So,
Right.
so before the child is born, right? It should be, if we're going to have abortion legal, it should be that, hey,
We
The
can
man-
sign
the
papers
man
to
who-
allow me to
Right, the man who
relieve
is the
my
father,
responsibility.
either up until birth or up until 6 months after that, he has the ability to say, "Look, I don't want nothing to do with this child."
So is it for y'all the responsibility of the man or the fact that you killing a child? Like,
no, I'm
see what I'm
hold
saying?
on. No.
What he's saying- what
I'm
he's
saying
saying
I don't get it.
if you're going to make abortion legal, I
I know, I know.
personally don't want abortion
I
to be
was
legal.
saying,
right?
my point was saying, like, because the point y'all throwing out, it sound like, okay, when it comes to the man, it's like, oh, the man should have a say whether you should have an abortion or not, right? But if the man don't have say, right, then it's like, oh, you killing a child. You shouldn't kill
no,
a
you
child.
I'm saying
No,
you're
what he's
killing
saying
a
is-
child
Wrong.
regardless.
No, what he's saying is, all right, if the woman has all decision on having the abortion,
I
right?
understand what he's saying. I'm just saying from what y'all saying all collectively, that's what it sounds like. One minute it's like, oh, you shouldn't have abortion, whether it's the father's decision or the mother's decision. Abortion shouldn't happen because you killing a child.
Correct.
This
Right.
is my stance, right?
Right.
In any situation, my opinion is that abortions should not be legal. Only in the case in which
And-
the mother's life is literally at
Threatened.
risk. Not her health, her life. Like, she will die unless this abortion happens.
All right.
That
listen,
is my scenario on my stance on abortion.
with him saying that, go ahead, give us your outtake on it,
Right.
and if there's anything that might be unclear, just touch it up in your wrap-ups.
Like I say, I believe a woman should have an abortion. I ain't gonna put my personal life out there, but I believe a woman should do what she want to do with her body, right? If you're religious, you should have it. If you don't want bringing a child in this world, you should have an abortion, because according to religious people, the child going to heaven, right? Right? No? Okay. So kill the child, right? It can go to heaven. You're gonna save your life. You're gonna save the child's life.
On the religion.
It depends on the religion. I know, it's a joke. It's a joke, guys, all right? It's a joke. Okay, maybe a bad joke. But for real, like, yeah, that's just my point. I believe in abortion. I believe they should have the right. I believe the man don't really have a say. And it's fucked up that, yeah, if the child comes into this world,
I believe in
that they're
abortion
gonna
too.
have to pay for it or take care of the child. All right, well, stick your dick somewhere it ain't supposed to be if you didn't want a child.
Hold
You know
on.
what I
In
mean?
the
Whoa.
in the child it is in the child support court case thing, right? And the judge say to me,
man, we done, man. We ain't gonna go. You gonna?
hold on, I just
not a scenario.
trying to say something. Like, watch this, right? In the court case, they say to me, well, Mr. Brown, why you feel you shouldn't pay child support? I mean, and she could have killed him if she wanted to, but you know what I mean?
But some states she can't. So
Right.
Sir,
Hey,
listen,
nah,
my-
you go.
my-
You do your little
my
final
feelings-
thoughts.
Yeah,
Then.
my
But
feelings on
that's
it
my
is
final thought.
abortion in certain scenarios should be allowable. Just like to touch on what Dito said, if a life is the life of the parent, the caring, the mother is at risk. If there's no other route around this, the mother will die. Yes, of course, we don't want to risk a life that is already here. I feel if a woman is raped and she feels that this is too much for her mentally, she should have that opportunity, whether it be abortion or having a surrogate mother to carry that baby so that she doesn't have to deal with that reminder or to see the baby if she feels like she doesn't want that in her life because it disturbs her, whatever way it is. All right, maybe we don't have to kill the baby. If we can find a surrogate to carry that would be the ideal situation. We keep the life. The mother doesn't have to deal with it. It all's okay in the world. I can't say it's all good in the world because at the end of the day, she still got raped, and that's something she'll never get over anyway. But I don't feel like abortion is necessary in common practices for just the want of doing it, because I know from experience that when you look back at it, you kind of start to feel like, maybe I shouldn't have did that. What would my child be like today? I have children, and I could never imagine to say that on their life. So, with that said, you shouldn't take the opportunity. And from the stories that I heard, I don't know the exact details of it. Apparently, I was supposed to have Down syndrome before I was born. That was what the doctor told our mother, and she said, "Well, that's fine." He said, "Well, I suggest you have an abortion." She said, "However my child comes out, that is the way we're gonna do it." I don't have Down syndrome, bro. If I find your bitch ass, I was talking to the doctor. She was a super bitch. And doctor, he was a super bitch. He tried to kill me, so I could have been
He's
dead.
trying to send you to heaven, dog.
And I have, but
You might go to hell now.
He tried to send you retarded ass.
Whatever it be, but I had that opportunity to live, so I happy, and I ain't retarded.
Just saying, bro. You could have been retarded ass.
Yeah, I could have been, but I ain't.
That's your wrap up.
Yeah, I just feel like only in certain circumstances.
All right. I mean, in my case, bro, I believe it in certain circumstances as well. Like, I ain't no female, obviously, but I look at it as like, bro, like, oh, I could just have an abortion because I want to, because I could. It's my body, yada, yada. But then, in the same token, if you in a relationship with a female, that's something y'all gotta talk about, bro. Like, listen, hey babe, like I know you don't want this kid. You feel you're in a bad position to have a child or whatever the case, but this is something we could do together. Because two of us made this kid, and our two of us could raise this kid together or whatever the case. Like, I really want this kid or whatever the case. Bada bing, bada boom. At the same token, she could say,
it was that fast.
She could say,
bada bing, bada boom.
Sometimes that's all it is take for some people. But anyways, it's like she could say, "Oh well, I really don't care how you feel. It's my body. It's my choice. I pretty much gonna kill your child." Then that's what it is. But if I do decide to have this kid, I expect you to be there 100%. Bada bing, bada boom. Like that right there to me, like that ain't cool. I understand if you get raped. I understand if you get raped, you could give it up for adoption. You could still decide to raise that child, and that child turn out to be one of the best citizens in this whole planet. You know what I mean? I just saying off strength, but morally, I look at abortion in a moral way, bro. Like, yeah, I get it, bro. Like, it's your choice. You could do what you want, but at the same time, I don't like how the world is look at abortion as if that shouldn't have a consequence. You feel what I'm saying? Just like how you could make choices to go to fucking Walmart and shoot the place up or whatever the case and walk out. Nigga could say, yeah, it's really my choice. It's my gun. It's my mind. I choose to do that. Yada, yada. Y'all shouldn't have to arrest me. Same shit with abortion. It's my body. I kill the child if I want to. But that has no consequence. And trust me, bro. I know females just go through a lot with the whole pregnancy thing. I know females is there's a lot of stress carrying a baby, yada yada. But then when you put your own, like when you put shit in a perspective, like, yo, I didn't want to have this baby because I wasn't ready. Then why you out here doing everything that could get you a fucking baby? You see what I'm saying? And then when the time comes, you just want to just end the child life just because you don't want to take care of it. But then at the same token, when the nigga do that, and he don't want to take care of the baby, he go on child support. He could get him going to court, jail, all that shit for not taking care of a child that he didn't want. Whereas in the female sense, if I didn't want to take care of the child, I'ma just kill it.
Consequence for one, no consequence.
That's what that's all I saying, bro. Like, trust me, bro. Like, in any event, if I get a girl pregnant, in any event, I get my girl pregnant or a girl pregnant, anything in any situation like that, I gonna be there for my child, bro. Like, but that's me personally. But at the same time, if you take that away from me, all because you want this life for yourself, then like, why you even in a relationship? Why you even doing something with somebody else? You feel what I'm saying? Go do your own things by yourself. But that's just my take on it. But like, I believe in abortion 100%, bro. Like, females could definitely choose to do it. But when you in a relationship, that just ain't your choice no more. That's both of y'all.
Right,
That's both of y'all decision to make, bro.
choice.
You see what I saying? That's both of y'all decision to make.
All right, so Dito, what's your take on it?
Well, I believe in abortion too. It's a thing. It exists, but I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with the ability to go ahead and just because you feel like, hey, I don't want to have a child, then I go and kill it. I think you should be able. I think in those cases that you don't want to have a child, there are many, many, many parents out there that can't have children and they want to adopt. And people go ahead and, they say, look at the foster care system and all of that. Yes, we have problems with our foster care system because it is difficult to adopt. It's a whole long process that takes way longer than it should. But there are places out there, churches and stuff like that, that are setting expectant mothers who don't want to have a child up with families who are willing to take care of those child, that you could bypass getting in the system.
Those children.
Huh?
Those children. Those child. But
Sorry. Okay, Mr. Pratt.
don't you dare.
This nigga.
But
Those children.
But the point is there are other ways to go about not being in the position of raising a child, even though you would still have to have the child. And again, like I said, I believe the only situation that abortion is a viable choice is the life of the mother.
But that's the thing.
That's
You
the
know,
thing.
up and
That's the
down.
thing. You already gave your
So,
final thoughts
I
on
know,
it.
But you agree or disagree?
I agree that everybody has their opinion and they
It,
don't
you know,
count.
lukewarm. It's like yes or no. You agree or you disagree?
What?
With abortion,
I told
like
you.
you have to
I
vote.
already gave my
legal
final
or
thoughts on
illegal?
I think it should be illegal.
Because like no, we all gave our final thoughts, but y'all lukewarm with it. Like
how
I
am I
mean,
lukewarm?
except no, I
There
mean,
ain't
you
no
give your-
Lukewarm
your-
because I
your-
say lukewarm because I say yeah I believe in it, but at the same
But
time
legal or-
personally I don't like
but
it.
legal or illegal. Like today, we sign a vote to vote if it's legal or illegal.
But it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. The point is you may not or you may believe in it. It doesn't matter.
No, I know it
That's
does
your
matter
opinion.
because they pass
Hold on.
it. They pass
It's
it.
whether you agree with it or you disagree.
Agree.
Because
That's-
believing in it is, hey, it exists. Like,
No, yeah. I mean, they passing
Yeah, but
laws
that-
like
that
this.
ain't-
They
for
change
me-
this shit.
I think
For
our
me-
final wrap up showed our standpoint on
Yeah.
it. You agree.
That ain't black and
we
white.
don't.
That ain't just black
it's
and white for me.
Right.
I agree with it in a sense, but I don't agree with it fully.
In
I-
a certain
okay.
conversation, it needs to be there. In certain conversations, it don't.
Yeah.
That's
but
what it is. It ain't like you saying. You want it to be black and white. It's not a black and white
It is though.
conversation.
It
It's
is.
not.
No,
It's
it
not.
ain't.
What you mean? It's not. They're making it illegal, bro. So it's like you.
I think it should be illegal.
The-
That's
and-
my
but
stance.
All right, so
That's
y'all
what
two
I'm
see
saying.
it black and white. You see it as one. He sees it as another. But to get from white to black in a color scheme, you need the gray area. That we feel that there's a gray area that needs to be there, bro. He feels that it shouldn't be, and you feel it should. And we feel that there's an in between. There's circumstances. There's a conversation that it needs to, and there's a conversation that it don't.
And I agree.
Oh,
I
ik
agree
die
with that.
margin, if
What the hell is EGD?
Iggy, whatever the case is, you could imagine, right? You get your girl pregnant. She say, I want to have a baby. And you say, well, I don't. Punch you in the belly. What's going to happen? I just aborted my child. That was abortion.
Nah, my point is that you got states making it illegal,
Bruh.
right?
You can
No,
imagine.
no,
You can imagine
no.
if Dito would just
This
give us
nigga
a
like
shot of the
so
week
much,
right
man.
now. Let's go.
This
Go ahead.
nigga like so much, man.
Take it in this show.
Give us a shot. Give us a shot. We finished this off here.
Oh, boy.
Iggity shot.
All right. The detox your mind shot of the week is you should employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings so that you shall gain easily what others have labored for. Basically, just learn from the experiences of others. Like, look at what they went through. It ain't, if you see them go through something based on their choices and you see it ends up bad. It don't make sense for you to go and do the same damn thing.
This
You
nigga
know, make a
Rico.
better decision.
And don't be no bitch.
Don't be no bitch.
Hey, that, hey, that sound good. If you fuck with that, that's cool. If you don't, that's also cool. Because at the end of the day, your opinion don't count. Also, just make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube. We definitely appreciate all the support we get so far. Also, ladies, I know there's been 4 guys talking about this conversation. If y'all got anything y'all want to add, just put that in the comments. We definitely will check the comments and hit y'all up. Just put it in the comments. Definitely follow us on Instagram at Your Opinion Don't Count _YODC. And then just definitely like our page on Facebook, Your Opinion Don't Count. And we out here.
Don't forget to like our shit, share our shit, subscribe to our shit, because we ain't fucking around. We out.